What's up YouTube? It's Appleboy, and today I want to ramble about my Swiss Army knife collection. Actually my collection started a long time ago. My first Swiss Army knife was given to me as a present by my uncle. It was this one, and that had to be in the early 1980s. Yes, I'm an old guy, and since then, well, I bought several new ones. The newest edition would be, I can't really remember. No, this SwissChamp was the newest one. Yeah, I wanted to have a large one for now. So I'll give you a quick introduction on all the models I own. As you may know, there are two manufacturers of genuine Swiss Army knives. That's Victorinox and Wenger. I only have one Wenger knife, it's this one, and to be honest, I don't really like it that much. I've yet to check out the Wenger Classic Swiss Army knife, so maybe a little bit more satisfying than this one. But let's start right here. On the left, these two are actually the same knife. It's the well-known Victorinox Spartan. That's actually the knife that MacGyver used in the TV show. It has a very basic set of tools. You have the screwdriver and bottle cap opener. Then you have a can opener and a small screwdriver, a small blade and a large blade. You can see there's a logo engraved in here. That was actually a promotional gift from a company to me. The very useful tweezers and the even more useful toothpick. This one with a little hook at the tip. That's very useful. Then you have a corkscrew, which is extremely useful in the region where I live, which is known for its good wine. And you have the awl. Have yet to find a purpose for it, but there's a reason it is on the knives for so long, I guess. This is actually the same one with different handle scales. It has the German flag on it. Guess that was with the white background. It had something to do with the Soccer World Cup. Well, I like the German flag. Really gives a nice touch. Well, yeah, of course you have the Swiss shield logo up here. No problem with that. It's exactly the same tools on it like this one on the left here. Come to the next one. That's as I said, the first Swiss Army knife I've ever owned. Yeah, it's got a used look, but I really like it that way. Lots of memories come with it, and it is an early variation. I have to look it up, I am sorry, of the Climber, but it was not called Climber. It was called the original Traveler. It's basically the same knife as the Climber, has the same tools as the Spartan, but some scissors. That would be the same tools as the Climber, but the Climber also has the split keyring, which this one is missing. So according to the SAK wiki, this is called the original Traveler. And you can see that it's a very old knife because the corkscrew has a groove in it that was dropped in the early 90s, I think. And the awl doesn't have that hole in it. And one other indication that it's an old knife is that the bottle cap opener doesn't stop at the 90 degrees, just opens all the way. So this was my first knife, Swiss Army knife. As I said, I guess it was 1981, 1982. Something about this time that I got it. The next one is also pretty old. Also has the grooved corkscrew, and I have to look it up. I'm sorry, it's too much information for my small brain. It is called the Huntsman, is it? No, it is not. It is called the Woodsman. It has the same tools as the Huntsman. Actually, it's the same as this one with an added wood saw, as you can see here. And you have, of course, the scissors here. But it is missing the toothpick and the tweezers. So, according to the SAK wiki, this knife is called the Woodsman. It has the little keyring though. An interesting combination. And from my actual point of view, I really miss the tweezers and the toothpick. That's some tools that I really use quite frequently. So I keep this knife mostly at home. Yeah, it's memorabilia mostly. I guess it's from the let's say late 80s, 88, 89, something about this time. Okay, as I said, the next one, that's the SwissChamp, my most recent addition to my Swiss Army knife collection. It's really huge and heavy. I was just curious. I'm not sure I'm gonna need all this. You have your usual tools, bottle cap opener, can opener, then you have a Phillips screwdriver right here. You have a magnifying glass. Incredible stuff. Then you have some pliers. Those look quite good. And next one is the scissors. You may have noticed that the joint of the scissors is now riveted as opposed to screwed in the early production models. Then what do you have? It's a fish scaler and a little ruler. A wood saw. What's next? It's a file. Then you have a large blade and a small blade. You have the tweezers and the toothpick, and then you have a pen right here. I was pretty surprised to find that one. It's thin, but it works okay. Pretty useful detail is that little micro screwdriver here, which is hidden in the corkscrew. I really like that one. And there is a pin right here. Whoa. Incredible for popping blisters, for example. Multi-purpose hook right here. There's the awl. It's a bit hard to get out. There's a small screwdriver and a, I don't know what that's called. I have to look it up again, I'm sorry. They call this a wood chisel. Alright, I'll still have to get to try it out, and well, let's see what happens with it. So this is a pretty large Swiss Army knife. Don't know how good it is in actual practical field use, but I'd like to have it, so I bought it. The next one is a really good EDC backup knife. You can see it's the aluminum scales. It's the Victorinox Cadet, as opposed to the other knives who were 91 millimeters in size. This one's only 84 millimeters. Has also the usual bottle cap opener, can opener, large blade, and instead of a small blade it has a small file. Very nice. And that's it. There's not much more to it, except for the aluminum scales, which I like very much. Looks really pretty. The next one I found out is actually a rare collector's item. So this is the Victorinox Woodsman knife I bought in, I guess, 1990, 1991. Can't really remember why I bought it. I guess I got some spare money. First thing that catches the eye is the different logo on the handle. It's just a Swiss cross as opposed to the shield logo. This is just a large blade and a wood saw. I can't really remember why I bought this knife with this configuration, but as I recently read, it's a collector's item. So, well, just have to check out what it's worth. Maybe it's a little bit more worth with the ring up here, or maybe better call it a shackle, something like that. Still have to check that out, but it's also pretty old, or more than 20 years old. Next one is the old German Army's knife. They recently switched to a newer version. It's not really the German Army's knife because it has no logo on it, so I think that's called the Trooper. But it's same scale, same configuration. You have a new tool on it. That's a combination of the bottle cap opener and the wood saw down here, and the screwdriver, all in one large tool with this protective cover. Then you have a large blade. You have your awl, which is really big, but it doesn't have that hole in it, and a screwdriver, important for a soldier. This has the 108 millimeter long scales, so it's the biggest ones. This has the same scales, but has the Swiss logo on it, and the color, of course, is different. This is just a large blade, 108 millimeter scales, and this model is called the Victorinox Solo. It's pretty light, and I think it's a very good EDC knife. Sometimes carried as a backup knife. Really like it for its simplicity. So next one, we come to the recent German Army knives, the one-hand open design. That is a problem, maybe a problem in some countries like mine. One-hand opening locking blades you're not allowed to carry in public, but as we are in privacy, I can show you. It has a liner lock in here, which goes to a different direction than the liner locks usually go. You have to press to the right to disengage it. The blade is partially serrated right here, and it is only ground on one side. This side is completely flat. The grind is only here. So that's something new for me. Interesting to see is that also the bottle cap opener also locks into place with the same liner as the blade. Then you have can opener, your awl, which is significantly shorter than on this knife, and instead of a corkscrew, you have a Phillips head screwdriver. That's a nice one. No toothpick, no tweezers here. I guess I have to buy the civilian version for that. And we come to my only Wenger knife. It's the Wenger Ranger clip, I think it is called. But I removed the clip because it's really bulky, and it wasn't even that strong. It was screwed on with one screw, and yeah. I actually wanted to carry this knife in my pocket, but it was too large and too wide, especially there, so it wasn't really comfortable. So I dropped that idea. not too happy about the blade. It's pretty large, but the tip is really dull, and yeah, well, I tried to sharpen it and worked out all right, but somehow the feeling is not, just doesn't feel too comfortable all in all. It has some jimping up here, which is a nice addition, but actually it's a bit too far forward for me. Nice is this the disengagement mechanism of the blade lock. You press the Swiss logo to disengage the liner lock, then you can put the blade back in. You also find a knob on the back and a corkscrew. No tweezers, no toothpick here. And you see the can opener has a different look to it, but it works just as fine as the Victorinox one. So that's my current collection of Swiss Army knives. I hope you found this interesting. Maybe I do a more in-depth review of one of these knives. If you have any interest in an in-depth review, please write it in the comments. If you have any questions about those knives, just feel free to ask them in the comments. And I want to encourage you to check out my other videos. I'll add some more from time to time, and thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and see you around.